Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janamallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Mraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Mraja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram. Jai Nidai Gauranga, Jaya Nidai Gauranga, Nidai Gauranga, Jaya Nidai Gauranga. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jam Vishnupad Brahmans Parivraj Gacharya Sto, there's His divine grace. Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagawat Gita ki jai. Nidai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Ma Karma Phala Heturbhur. Mate Sangostva Karmani. Karmanyavadhikaraste. Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. Ma Karma Phala Heturbhur. Mate Sangosto Karmani. Karmanyavadhikaraste. Ma Phalesu Kadachana. Ma Karma Phala Heturbhur. Mate Sangosto Karmani. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Please repeat the translation. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Purport. There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties refer to activities performed while one is in the modes of material nature. Capricious work means actions without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duties. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work, in terms of the scriptural injunctions, is done without desire for results, as one has to do it. Obligatory work is action in the mode of goodness. Work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation. Arjuna was therefore advised by the Lord to fight as a matter of duty without attachment to the result. His non participation in the battle is another side of attachment. Such attachment never leads one to the path of salvation. Any attachment, positive or negative, is cause of bondage, cause for bondage. Inaction is sinful. Therefore, fighting as a matter of duty was the only auspicious path of salvation for Arjuna. This is the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Bracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashadadeshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for today's Gita discussion. So this is one of the famous, mostly quoted, same time mostly misunderstood verse. So this particular verse is coming in the section in the Bhagavad Gita second chapter, which is called Buddhi Yoga, when Krishna has introduced what is Buddhi Yoga and how to practice Buddhi Yoga. So Krishna is teaching through this verse, this is how one should practice Buddhi Yoga. What he's saying, there are 4 lines. Let us break that into 4 and then gradually understand this. So Krishna is saying, Karmanya vadikaraste. Karmani eva adhikaraste. You have the adhikar, you have the right. What right you have? Karmani. To perform your duty. That is the right. So we don't use this word as a right. We think this is our responsibility to do our activities or duties. We don't really say like, oh, this is my right. But Krishna is actually bringing a different perspective here. He's saying this is your right to perform your duty. But ma phalesu kadachana. But you don't have the right. You are not entitled for the results of your action. So what Krishna is doing, Krishna is contradicting our conventional perspective, conventional conception. We think doing my duty is my responsibility and to the fruits I have the right. Krishna is saying something else. Krishna is saying you don't have the right to your fruits of your actions. You only have the right to perform your duty. That much you should do. After that, the results will come. You are not entitled for the results. You don't have the right for the results. We think it is of my right. Right? Like simple example, we all work. After a month, the salary will come. So we naturally feel, right? This is my right to have the salary. How do we understand what Krishna is saying here? So we'll understand that if I don't have the right for the results, then why should I even work? That is the next question. I'm working so much and I don't have the right to what I get out of my work. Then why should I work? No motivation. So that is what I said. This verse is the most misunderstood verse in so many different ways. If you talk to a common man about Bhagavad Gita, many people will quote this verse. You know Bhagavad Gita? You'll say, yes, I know Bhagavad Gita. What do you know? Karm karo, phal ki ichcha mat karo. Everybody would say that. And basically they are referring to this verse. But that is what not Krishna saying here. Karm karo, phal ki ichcha mat karo. Krishna is not saying ichcha mat karo. Don't desire the result. That is not what Krishna is saying. You can desire the result. But you are not entitled for the results. You don't have the right to enjoy the result. You can still desire. So there are two different things. Desiring the result versus having the right on the results. So Krishna is not saying don't desire the results. Okay, let us talk a little bit more. So question is, if there's no right on the results, then why should I work? Better I'll not even work. But Krishna is warning in the fourth line. Mate sangostu akarmani. Sangha means attachment. So he's saying, do not attach to akarmani. Akarmani means inaction. There's no point I'm working, no right on the results, better I'll not work only. Don't get attached to inaction. You had to work because that is your right. Work is your right. And also, while you are engaged in the work, and Krishna is saying you have to engage in the work without being attached to the results. And also one more thing. Ma karma phal hetur bhur. What Krishna is saying is, actually you are not the cause of the outcome. You are thinking, I'm working hard here so much, I worked hard and I got the results. It is all because of my hard work I got the results. So I should enjoy the results. Krishna is saying, no, you are actually not the cause of the result. You just have the right and just do your duty. Results are not coming because you are working hard or you did something special. That is not the cause of the result. So many other factors are actually playing there to get the results. So this is what is the verse. How do we understand, how to make sense of this verse? So let us understand one by one. So Krishna is saying you have the right to perform your duty. So do your duty. First you understand your duty, keep doing the duty. But then he is saying, karmanyavadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana. You don't have the right. You are not entitled for the results. So basically what Krishna is saying, you can produce the results, you can generate the results, but you are not the enjoyer of the results. Who is the enjoyer? Somebody else is the enjoyer. When you enjoy something, when you work hard, you earn that, you enjoy. But Krishna is saying, actually what you are earning or what you are producing, you are not the cause of this. So this is the misconception. I am thinking, I am working hard, I got the results, I should enjoy. But Krishna is saying, yes, you are working hard, that is your right. And if you get the results also, the results are not coming because of you. You are not the cause of the results. So if you are not the cause of the results, then why you are trying to enjoy the results? It means you don't have the right on the results. So what to do with the results? I should simply just go on doing work. So Krishna is saying there is a way. You should offer that result. Offer to whom? To the one who is actually entitled for that result. Who has given you that result. And who is that? Krishna is not introduced here in this part of the discussion. But we understand that who is the enjoyer, who is the entitled person is actually Krishna himself. So result should go to Krishna. We are not entitled for the results. That is the meaning here. Then how would I enjoy? I worked hard, I gave results to Krishna, what I'll get then? I should also have something. Right? what I should enjoy? Krishna is saying, you enjoy the work itself. How can I enjoy the work itself without the results? Because generally what we enjoy is, we work hard, like the people also say, that work with to keep the goal, the end goal in mind. Okay, if I work hard, then I'll get this. Then only there is a motivation. But it seems like there is no motivation here. I'm working hard, Krishna is taking the results, and they're asking me to enjoy. How can I enjoy? So we can enjoy. How do we enjoy? Let us talk about that also. So what Krishna is doing here is, he is teaching us the Karma Yoga. Right? Karma Yoga means, Krishna is saying, you enjoy the work, but how you can enjoy the work without the results? Krishna is saying, you can still enjoy the results if your work is not done with a self-centered, materially motivated mindset. If your work is always me, everything is for me, and if you don't get the results, you cannot enjoy the work. So Krishna is saying basically that you should develop some higher consciousness. And if you work with that higher consciousness, then you can enjoy the work itself. We'll talk about that, what is that higher consciousness. So gradually we are understanding that how we are unfolding this. Krishna is saying, enjoy your work, but not the result. Our question would be immediately, how can I enjoy the work itself? Because I'm not getting the results. Somebody else is taking the results. Krishna is taking. Krishna is saying, yes, there is an art that is called Karma Yoga. Whatever you are doing, you can enjoy the work itself, but learn how to enjoy that. If you work with self-centeredness, then you cannot enjoy. But if you work with some higher consciousness, and what is that higher consciousness? You align your consciousness or actions with a spiritual purpose. There is some higher purpose of this work. So our work should not be only result oriented. So this is what is the definition of success and failure in this material world. If I work something, get the result, it's a success. If I don't get the results, it's a failure. But Krishna is teaching here the different definition of success. Krishna is saying you can still be successful irrespective of whatever result comes. Either way. You may achieve or you may not achieve. But still you may be a successful person. So you had to change your definition of success first. We are thinking definition of success means keeping something in my mind, I'm working, I should get that. If I don't get, I'm a failure. Krishna is saying no. Raise above from this. Rise your consciousness. And there's something else, higher consciousness. So what is that higher consciousness? Let us talk about this. So Krishna has introduced already at this point, higher consciousness means you understand that you are not the body, you are the soul. And as being a soul, once you understand you are the soul, then immediately you understand another thing, that there are different duties on the soul level. So at that level, if I am acting, I'm doing my duties, keeping that I am the soul, then you can enjoy your work, whether you get the results or not. So this is what Krishna is bringing here. So we understand that we are not the body, you are the soul, but this soul is put into a certain bodily construct. We all have the body. So Krishna is not saying just because you understand that you are not the body, you are the soul, so neglect all the bodily demands. And that is not the point again. But just be aware, this body is a covering and it significantly influences our inclination and disposition and everything. So Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita itself the different kind of bodies, Varnashrama system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are different bodies with different inclination, different disposition. So they had to act differently. So here the point is not that you neglect the bodily construct. You understand that my body is like this. Some people are naturally Brahminical, meaning they can sit and read the scriptures hours and hours. They forget their hunger, their thirst and everything. So much energy they drive by reading the scriptures. That is a Brahminical body. Kshatriyas, their body is a little different. They cannot read scriptures too much, maybe just few minutes. But they drive the energy by all this administrative work. fighting against the injustice and all of those kind of, that gives them the josh. And then there is a Vaishya body. Vaishya means the business class. What is that body? They derive a lot of pleasure in making business, fighting against the insufficiency. Anything if they can make out some profit, they remain very enthused. So like that, there are different types of bodies. So what Krishna is saying is that you act according to your bodily construct, but with a higher consciousness. So higher consciousness is, though I am in this body, I have to act according to this body, but actually there is a purpose. There's some higher purpose. And what is that higher purpose? That higher purpose is that whatever I do, ultimately I have to raise my consciousness. I cannot be always acting on the bodily level. That should be very clear. Who acts on the bodily level? Shastra says animals. They always act on the bodily level. They act impulsively, instinctively. Right? A tiger, when he's hungry, impulsively, instinctively, he will pounce on another animal. But as being a human, you cannot pounce just because you are hungry. Right? We are given some developed consciousness. So Krishna is saying you should understand you are in this body, but don't act on the bodily platform always. Purpose of human life is to rise above this bodily platform. Go to the higher consciousness. Understand that you are the soul. Start understanding this and start acting on the soul level. Now, when we talk about that acting on the soul level, what it means to say. One thing is, you should not act, or your driving force should not be only result oriented. If I get the result, then I am enthused. If I don't get the results, then I consider it a failure. Krishna says, no, it doesn't work like that. The idea is achieve the higher realization. That's the goal. So you can still drive a lot of pleasure with your work if you think that my goal of my work is to become self-realized. So my work should align in a way that whatever I do, it should help me to bring more and more realization. It should help me to become more and more Krishna conscious. My result, my work should help me to get more and more closer to Krishna. If that has been achieved, then results are coming or not coming, I am not bothered. This is higher consciousness. This is the higher goal. This is the higher purpose. Is it possible, or it's very theoretical here what we are talking? Is it possible we can work like that? Yes or no? People are confused. Say, I don't know, I never worked like that. Yes, we can do that. We have to learn Krishna consciousness. We have many, many examples like devotees. They work hard day in, day out. So much they work. And there's no salary for them. The brahmacharis, sannyasis in the ashram. Then no salary, nothing. How they remain enthused? What is the motivation? People say, no, if I don't get the salary, how I'll be enthusiastic to do anything? How the devotees can be enthused? Because they understand one thing, that I am working for the pleasure of the Lord. I am working for Krishna. So if I follow the instruction of the spiritual master to please, with the only intention to please Guru and Krishna, that itself is a success. Working with that intention. Whether you achieve the result or not. Say for example, somebody, many times devotees goes out on book distribution. So they take the goals. So it is nothing against desiring the results. You desire the result. Today I am going out for book distribution. I should distribute 100 Bhagavad Gita. That's the goal. And you plan everything. You go out. You work hard. You try everything. Sometime it is possible that you can distribute that many. Sometime not even one. Right? You might feel little disappointed, but not discouraged. You don't consider, oh, I am a failure. I couldn't even distribute one book. So spiritual success is not dependent on those gross results. It depends on your sincere endeavor. So your intentions and your actions. What is your intention? Your intention is, I am going to do this service of book distribution or anything for that matter. I am doing this seva to please Guru and Krishna. I don't want anything. There's no commission for me in this. That 100 books I distribute, then I'll get some commission. There's nothing like this. But you're thinking, I'm just trying to please. And how Krishna is pleased? Krishna is not pleased by your results. Krishna is pleased by your sincere endeavor. Krishna says, oh, look at this devotee. Morning to evening, working hard so much. Trying this way, that way, hot sun, sweating, hungry, tired, exhausted. Still he's not giving up. I'm so happy. So Krishna is pleased by your endeavors. And you understand this, that if I'm sincerely trying to please Krishna or Guru and Krishna, then whether result come or doesn't come, my purpose is achieved already. It's already a success. Right? So we should understand what is the success, and then you can enjoy without even getting attached to the results. So what Krishna is saying here is, karmanyavadi karaste, you have the right to perform your duties, do the duties, but with a higher consciousness. It should not be result oriented. Does it mean that we should not think of results? We should always think of results. But you are not attached to all those things. There's a difference between desiring the results versus getting attached to the results. You may desire the result. Oh, for Krishna, I want to build a big temple. That is the desire. You plan. But whether that you will be able to build the temple or not, Krishna is saying, Ma karma phal hetur bhur. You are not the only alone factor to get the results. Just because I worked hard, because I desired so much, just because I planned so much, I should get that. Krishna is also clarifying this conception. Misconception is, you are not the only sole factor. Important that we have to work hard, we have to put the sincere endeavors, sincere desire. But there are so many other factors are also playing there. So it's not alone we or our endeavor, but so many other factors. Like think of this example of a farmer. A farmer who is trying to cultivate, grow the crops. So what he does, he put the seed, right? He water, he plow the field, and all of that he will do. Right? But how the result comes, we should understand is a perfect example. That farmer is doing his duty, sowing the seed and then plowing the field. But at the same time, he is dependent on the destiny. Destiny is the rains. So at the right time, the rains also should come. So he put all his endeavors perfectly well, nicely planned on time and worked hard and everything. But what if destiny is not in his favor? There is no rains. Then result may not come. So you cannot say just because I worked hard, result should come. It may not come. Because you are not the only factor. You are not the alone doer. You are one of the doer. There are multiple doers. Krishna talks in 5th chapter, 3 doers. Right. So you are not the only doer. You are one of the doer. So you did your part. If destiny is not in your favor, result may not come. Say the destiny is in favor. The farmer sow the seed, plow the field, rains also came on time. Can you get the crops tomorrow? It won't come. It takes some few months to get. So this is the formula. That duty plus destiny plus duration result into desired result. 4D formula. What are the 4 Ds? Duty, you do your part, plus destiny also should play the part, because you are not the alone doer. And despite destiny is in favor, it takes time. Prabhupada gives another example. Anybody remembers what is the example, famous example Prabhupada quotes? Yes, when a girl gets married, she desires a child. She can desire, and then husband and wife, they unite. They have done their part. But the child won't come tomorrow. It takes 9 months. Right? This is how it works. So this is what Krishna is saying, that you should learn to shift your perspective in this way. That we should recognize the role of some higher forces, and then that shapes our outcomes. And it is very, very important that we remember always that I am not the alone doer. Why? If you start thinking you are the doer, Either you have to suffer or you have to so-called enjoy. But that enjoyment will also result in suffering only. If you think you are the doer. Right? Sometime when somebody thinks that I am the doer and the result comes, success comes, then that will result in unnecessary pride. I am so smart, I did so much, I got the results. So understanding this, that I am not the only doer, that keeps us humble. And also when there is a failure, you doesn't get the heart attack. There's no anxiety. People get the heart attack nowadays. Right? They can't handle that failure. You understand. So with this understanding, you develop humility and resilience. Both the things. In case of success, you remain humble. In case of failure, you still remain resilient. So that is what this verse is actually explaining. Krishna is explaining here. Karmanyavadhikaraste mahafalesu kadajana. You have the duty to perform your duties. Learn that. Do the duty with a higher consciousness and don't be attached to the results. Results are for somebody else. Who is the somebody else? Bhoktaram yagatapsnam sarvaloka mahesha. Who is the supreme Bhokta? Who is the supreme enjoyer? Krishna will confirm that in the later chapters. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So ultimately Krishna should enjoy the results. Then what about my enjoyment? Krishna is only enjoying everything. So our enjoyment is in giving pleasure to Krishna. That is the enjoyment. Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. Example, simple example, all of you will see in your house. The mother will do everything for the child. Right? Sometimes mother sacrifice so many things, her sleep, and sometimes she has not cooked, but say for example, hypothetical case, that only just something little is there in the house. Child is saying, I am hungry. And mother is also hungry. Mother will feel the child and child start laughing, smiling. And just by seeing that smile on the face of the child, mother also feel that pleasure. Though she is hungry. Mother should say, no, why should I be happy now? I did not get anything. There's a higher level of happiness is there. So our idea of happiness or idea of success is very, very limited on a very gross level. We think if I get this thing, then I'll be happy and this is success. If I enjoy this thing, then only I should be happy. But there is a higher pleasure. That pleasure is giving pleasure to others and especially ultimately to the Supreme Lord. That is the highest pleasure one can experience. Your endeavor should be to make Krishna happy. Our goal should be, I want to see a smile on the face of Krishna. But I don't know, Krishna is smiling or not. Right? How do we understand Krishna is smiling? If it was that straight, that sometimes Krishna smiles and sometimes he shows different face, then probably we would have been very alerted. Oh, looks like Krishna is a little upset today. I should do something to please him. It's not that straight. How do we understand that? So that is why scriptures guides us. Our goal should be, ultimately goal is to make Krishna smile. How do we understand? To make our spiritual master smile. The Guru should be pleased. And how Guru is pleased? By, if we follow Guru's instruction, Prabhupada is confirmed. If we follow the instructions, I am very pleased. Sometimes we say, oh no, but we don't know whether Prabhupada is pleased or not. I'm trying to follow, but I'm not sure 100% I'm following or not. Next level we should go. Next level is the Vaishnavas, the devotees. They are pleased or not. They are happy or not. Right? Krishna doesn't say yes or no. I'm happy or I'm not happy. Prabhupada also may not say directly. He will say through his instruction. But sometimes we miss out the instructions. But the devotees, the Vaishnavas, they'll give you straight feedback. And you can understand something went right or wrong. Right? So this is what is this Vaishnava philosophy. Our goal should be to please the Vaishnavas, Guru and Krishna ultimately. So if that is the goal, that is called the higher consciousness. So if you work with this consciousness that I want to please the Vaishnavas, I want to please the Guru, I want to please ultimately Krishna. And let me just do my best and leave the rest. And that is the formula. So with that consciousness, with this higher understanding, you start working. You can enjoy your work itself. You are not dependent on the results to be happy and pleased. So this is what is the shift of consciousness that Krishna is introducing here, which comes of course by practice. What we are talking here is very nice to hear all this. But to put into practice, it takes some time. Right? But at least we should be familiar with these concepts and learn how to raise my consciousness on that level of pleasing Vaishnavas, Guru and Krishna. And then, without worrying too much about the outcome, you can remain very, very enthusiastic. There's hundreds and thousands of examples in the life of devotees. They're so enthusiastic. One time, Srila Prabhupada was taking a morning walk in Los Angeles beach. So Prabhupada was very eager about publishing the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There's a book on the life and teachings of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's a Bengali literature. It's Prabhupada translated in English. So all the manuscript was ready. Prabhupada worked hard day in day out. He hardly slept 2 hours for many, many years. And everything was ready. Prabhupada wanted it to be published immediately. So one day when he was taking a morning walk on the beach, and there this devotee who was the head of all this book publishing and all that, Prabhupada asked him that all the manuscript is ready. We should publish it. How long you will take? It was 9 volume. There's 9 books, thick books, in 3 parts. Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, Anti Leela, 3 sections. So 9 books, and then this devotee immediately with some other devotee, they started discussing while walking only how many days it takes and all that. They did some rough calculation. And he says, Prabhupada, probably, we can print 1 book every 2 months. That is best we can do. Every 2 months we can print 1 book. Prabhupada immediately calculated 9 books, 2 months, take like 18 months, 1.5 years. Prabhupada says no. Again they started discussing. Say, Prabhupada, we can, maybe if we work hard this way, that way, something, probably we can print everything in 1.5 months, 1 book. 1 book, 1.5 months. And they thought, now this is a good deal. Nice negotiation, all that. Thought now Prabhupada should be like very proud about me that, from 2 months you are shifting it to 1.5 months. Prabhupada says no. And then Prabhupada says, you should print all the books, all the 9 books in 1.5 months. And this devotee was shocked. He was taken aback. How is it possible? It is impossible, Prabhupada. He said like that in that emotion. He said, Prabhupada, it is impossible. And Prabhupada was walking. Prabhupada stopped walking. He was holding that cane in his hand. And he put it in the ground like this, strongly. Turned around. Prabhupada very gravely said, impossible is the word in the dictionary of fools. In my dictionary, there is no word impossible. And this devotee doesn't have the answer. What to say after that? The spiritual master's order is 1.5 months, all the 9 books should be published. They did all their calculation. Their calculation is not matching with the expectation of Prabhupada. But now there is no scope for negotiation further. Prabhupada kind of passed the order. In 1.5 months, all the 9 books. And Prabhupada started walking. And these people, they stayed back only. They are just doing all calculation. How is it possible? And they started discussing and figuring out, is it possible? And then they figured out, probably we had to work 24/7. In 3 shifts we had to work, 8-hour shift. And different devotees, they'll take the turn in 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. But we need more devotees. So they shifted devotees from New York and some other different temples. All the devotees come here. And they made the arrangements for their stay and their food and everything. And practically all these devotees, day in, day out, 24 hours, they're working on this printing the book, publishing the book. Right? There was this one Mataji, this memory was shared few days back by our Vasudev Prabhu. So saying, among all those devotees, there was a Mataji. She practically was not eating anything, she was not even sleeping. Whole day she is doing all this work only. So different devotees got the different work, like somebody is typing, somebody is doing something, painting and all of that. So this one Mataji, she was so enthusiastic, she forgot eating, sleeping, everything. And this temple president, he was concerned, what if something happens, she may fall sick. So he's saying, no, you should take rest, you should eat. And she was not at all bothered. So she's not listening any of us. And then probably I should go to Prabhupada and tell Prabhupada only. So this devotee goes to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, this such and such Mataji is there. For that many days, she's not even eating, she's not sleeping, and she's just constantly 24 hours working on this only. And then Prabhupada says, yes, she is working on the spiritual energy. Good. Like that. So why I'm quoting this example is, sometimes we say, that, oh, how somebody can remain enthusiastic if you don't get. There's no commission for all these devotees. That they'll get good salary, some incentives, something. Nothing. Their only commission is they want to see the smile on the face of Prabhupada. Prabhupada has given us some order, our Guru has given the order, and if we can fulfill the desire of our Guru, that is the greatest achievement for us. And that is what is the higher consciousness. That is the motivation. So with that motivation, when somebody works to please Guru and Krishna, then what we are talking here is possible. And this is a higher consciousness. Not on the bodily platforms. For my pleasure, for my enjoyment, for my aspiration, my ambitions. No. That is a very low level of consciousness. So Krishna is talking this, karmanyavadhikaraste. You do the duty, don't be attached to the results. And we discussed how you can remain unattached to the results and then still remain very enthusiastic. And also be in the right consciousness. Ma karma phal hetur bhu. You are not the only cause for the results. So in all cases, either success or failure, you remain humble or resilience. And at the same time, mate sangostu akarmani. Don't get attached to not doing your duty. Oh, there's no result for me. There's no incentive for me. Why should I unnecessarily work? No, you have the higher reason for working. To please Guru and Krishna. And we discussed that. It starts with pleasing the Vaishnavas, pleasing the Guru. If Vaishnavas are pleased, we should understand Guru is pleased. If Guru is pleased, we understand Krishna is pleased. If that is the consciousness, then we can practice this verse. Karmanyavadhikaraste. Okay? So let me pause here and see if anybody has any quick question or any comment, any confusion, any clarification. Okay. No questions? So why should we chant? People say, oh, if you chant, then you'll get the peace of mind. If you chant, then you'll get a good job or something like that. No, we are giving the disclaimer. You may get or you may not get. That is not what is the promise that Krishna is giving. If you chant Hare Krishna, then everything will be all right, you'll be very happy, everything will go smooth in your life. Krishna is not saying that. But still, we should continue to chant because we understand by chanting, we please Krishna. So that is the motivation that we chant because we want to please Krishna. Krishna's order in Bhagavad Gita, Satatam kirtayanto mam. I also need one mala. Satatam kirtayanto mam yadantasya dradavrta. Krishna says, always keep chanting my name. So Krishna is saying, okay, I'll chant. That's the motivation. Krishna will be pleased. And then as a byproduct, the peace of mind will come, something will come. Great. We are more grateful to Krishna. Okay. So anybody is coming first time here? Would like to welcome the first timers. Anybody is there? Please raise your hand. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Krishna Balaram Temple. We have some few new visitors. So we have a special gift for you before you leave. Just contact on the counter at the back, on the exit. And Mataji is there. She will give you a special gift. So please collect that and you can sign up for the updates in the temple. All the festival and so many things happens. So you will get the notification. Okay, so those who are coming first time, just to show them how to chant, just quickly I'll teach you. You might have got the mala already. So it is very simple. We'll be chanting this Mahamantra called Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Very simple mantra. This mantra should be chanted on every beat. One mantra, then we move to the next. Next, like that, we'll be chanting 108 times. And this mantra should be chanted loud and clear. Okay, not in the mind. So we chant it loud and we try to attentively hear this mantra. Okay. So let us all chant now. We have like around 10 minutes before we start the Aarti now. Aarti and Kirtan, and we'll be serving the Prasadam also for all the devotees. So let us chant now one round of Hare Krishna mantra together. And before we start, on the center beat, we'll be chanting one invocation prayer, which you repeat after me. And then Hare Krishna mantra, We'll be all chanting together, loud and clear and in sync. And we try to hear attentively. So please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Now let us all chant together, loud and clear and in sync. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna